Hi everyone, thanks for stopping by tonight. I'm going to be demonstrating the 3 cards that are in our May kit for this month. Some of you still have your kits to pick up, but I'm sure you'll do it before this posts on Monday. I would like to show you, I just got my new catalog. The new annual catalog is here, and this is the cover. I can't show you anything inside it right now. The only thing you can see is the cover. But beautiful items inside. They've changed a few things, some things to look forward to. So I'm really excited about that and just wanted you to show you the cover. This goes live to you customers on June the 3rd. So I will be getting your catalog to you if you're a customer of mine, or if you have ordered $50 worth of product from me in the year, you'll be getting a free copy of the catalog. So let me set that aside. So the stamp set we're going to be using on 2 of our cards tonight is this one called Positive Thoughts. And when I first saw it in the Occasions catalog, it just really didn't do all that much for me, but of course I started to see people making things with it, and I just loved these sentiments: sending positive thoughts and feel-good wishes, and friends like you mean more every year. Hugs, prayers, and love. I really wanted to have these for during this coronavirus time. I just thought that this would be so perfect for cards to send to friends and family. So that's the stamp set we're going to be using. And then these are the framelits. These are called Nature's Thoughts dies, and they were orderable during celebration as the supplementary things that they had. I went ahead and ordered them then. They're not available right now, but they will be available to you in the June catalog when it goes live on the 3rd. So you'll be able to get both Positive Thoughts and the framelits. So in the kits, I was able to do the die cutting for you. We use the butterfly and this flower, and I'm going to show you how you're going to be able to stamp the images on those die cuts if you have this set. This, I just wanted to show you a couple of other cards that I had made using Positive Thoughts. This was actually my thank you cards. When you place an order with me, I always send you a thank you card for placing your order, and I just leave it blank so that you can use it. And so I did these, this color, and this uses that Coastal Weave embossing folder, which did not carry over. I don't know why, but it's a beautiful embossing folder. It was in the Occasions catalog. And then this one is just very simple and quick to make. Just stamping your leaves a couple of times, your butterfly and your flower, just the mat on the card base, and you're done. So very quick and easy cards to make with this set. I really do like it. So the first card we're going to make is right there. And I did see this one on Pinterest, and I thought I wrote the woman's name down, and I'm sorry, I don't see it here. Ooh,
just call her Sally.
Sally. It was Sally's card, and I'm sorry, because I do like to give credit when I case somebody's card. But please contact me. I'll look that up. I have it written down somewhere. And I just love this card. It's a smoky slate base with a very vanilla matte, and then this old olive, I don't know if you can see it, I ran it through the Subtles embossing folder, and it is available in the new catalog, so I'm so happy that one carried over. And then this decorative edge that's on this very vanilla piece is one of the dies in the framelit set. It's this one right here. So you'll be getting one of those in your kit as well. And that's what we do the stamping on. So I have my card over here. Let me bring in a few things. And I'm going to quickly stamp that focal area with you. I probably won't put the whole card together, but this is all just attached with regular adhesive. I did not use any dimensionals or anything on this. And then this also die is in that framelit set for the leaves, and I included those in your kit as well. So I'm going to set this one to the side, and we're going to bring this in. My leaf stamp has left the building. Mr. Mike? Oh, production manager?
Yes.
Can you find the leaf framelit? Here it is.
I found it.
There it is. I should ask you too to set up my inks for me. I need the Old Olive. It's right here. These production managers these days.
You can't get good help.
You just can't get good help anymore. What I did was I stamped several times, first, second, and third generation on this card. I started down here in this corner, and then I just moved up here like this, and up here, in there,
You're running out of ink, lady.
down here. That's the intent.
Oh.
This is called first, so that's first generation. Then when I stamped it again without inking it up, that's called second, third, fourth. You get the picture. I'm even going to come over here and just do a little bit of leaves right there, and it's so faint. Excuse me. Okay, so you just stamp that several times with Old Olive ink. And now I'm going to bring in my Stamparatus, and I'm going to show you how you can stamp on your die cuts. So during this COVID, I cannot do the stamping for you. That's against copyright laws, but I could include the dies for you. So let's do this flower first. And I'm sorry, I got to grab these reading glasses of mine. So all I did was put my butterfly and my flower on my Stamparatus lid and left a little room in between. I've got my magnet on here holding this paper down tight for me. And I went ahead and stamped the butterfly in Balmy Blue, and this is Rococo Rose. And again, you may be changing your colors, and that's fine. What I like to do is take a little bit of adhesive on the back, and I kind of tap it a few times with my finger so that it's not quite so sticky. And then you come and align everything up to this like that. Okay? And you just kind of want to play with it a little bit. Mr. Mike, is my head out of the way? Do we know? Do we even know? Okay. And you just kind of keep twisting this and making sure that that's covered, and then look at the bottom of your flower, make sure that's covered. You can even lift up from this side to kind of see if you think you're aligned. And then Mr. Grain, did you get the Rococo Rose? You sure did. Ooh, look at him, girls. I think I'll keep him.
Skills.
I think I'll keep him around. This is
We have
really.
to do our first generation stamping then.
This is first generation, and I was just going to say this pad is so juicy. It's new to me. I got my in colors a little late in life, so. Okay, so this will line up with that stamped image. We are hoping. I'm going to check it one more time. Oops, okay. All right. This is always scary on camera. Did it work or did it not? Yay! So we got our image stamped. Normally what you would do would stamp your image first and then take it to your die cut machine to die cut the flower out. But we have to do it in reverse order since I can't do the stamping for you. I'm going to bring in my cleaning sponge because we're done with the flower. And we're going to move on to the butterfly. Come here, butterfly. Here you are. Okay, and again, just put a little dot of adhesive on the back. Take some of the stickiness out of it. And you're going to line your butterfly up over the stamped Balmy Blue image. Another good place to check are his little antennas. You want to make sure they are going to get stamped as well. So you're just making sure your image is covered. There you go. On this one, I noticed when I've done it before, it was off a little bit, but I'm going to show you how to correct it if it does it again. Sometimes you'll have it lined up, but you'll get more, excuse me, of the cardstock showing over here, and you can just take your snips in and cut that down. The Balmy Blue, oh, this is wonderful having an assistant. Can you play up here with me all the time?
Absolutely not.
I thought you were going to say absolutely. This is Balmy Blue. And we're going to bring that over the butterfly. And I can tell by as I'm starting to close my lid, I think I want to adjust that just a little bit. All right, whoops. We're going to go for it here, folks. If it's not quite perfect, we're going to trim it up to make it where we're happy with it. Okay, so we're going to stamp that. And it's going to be really, really dark. The balmy blue has to lighten up. Okay, so see, I have a little bit. I mean, this is okay. You could leave it, but if you want to, you can take your snips and just come around here and cut real close to the butterfly to kind of even that spacing out, and no one will be the wiser. I'm just going to kind of clean that up just a little bit. See how I got that much closer? I could even come from this side. I hope I'm on camera. And just trim just a little bit of that as well. And I got that Rococo Rose on my hands, of course. Let's clean off the balmy blue, and I can close the lid. Okay, I'm going to get this out of the way. And here's our butterfly. And one thing I did was I took my light balmy blue marker. I did not, I'm sorry, I used light smoky slate. I grabbed the wrong color. Where is my light? Here's my light smoky slate. And I just went just outside of the blue here on the center body of the butterfly. See if I can cover up some of that Rococo Rose. Yay, it did. And I'm just randomly coloring right there around the body of the butterfly. And then I'm going to come in with my Wink of Stella. Love this stuff, our sparkly glitter pen. And I'm just doing it on the smoky slate. You probably won't be able to see on camera, but it just really gives it some sparkle. You'll be able to see it on your card. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. The other thing we need to stamp, I've included with you, this was cut with the stitched rectangle dies. They are current and they did carry over. I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive on there so that when I put this down, there we go. And my sentiment is right here, and Old Olive ink is still out. Mr. Mike jumped up like he was going to get my ink for me, good ladies. Okay, and I'm just going to stamp the Friends Like You Mean More every year. Try not to get my head on the camera. I'm going to have to stand up. There we go. And get that on there. Okay. Close this one up. Now the other piece that I included in your kit is the flower center. And on my card I used Rococo Rose, but I wasn't sure how many of you had this color of ink, so I thought you'd be selecting a different ink color, so I just went with the soft suede. And do you see all the detail on this? What you do is you can take the tip of your scissors or your paper piercer and you just push all of these little die cut little petals, push them up. Do you see how that gives it more dimension? I'm not going to do all of it, but just want to show you what kind of effect, because it will flatten back out again some when you put your adhesive on the back to attach it, but you'll push up on all of those and get those all kind of standing up, and it will give the flower center some dimension. So now let's go to putting our card together. I'll just lay it together. So here's our card base, the smoky slate, and it's cut in the easel fashion, not the book. And then you would attach your very vanilla cardstock that I included. And then the soft subtles, Old Olive, and there are two kind of looks. They're very similar, but you can pick which one you like best, and you would attach that on top of the very vanilla, like that. And then our stamped, where did my little piece go that I stamped? Here we go. Well, That doesn't work very well, does it? I'll allow you to have time to do this at the same time if you want. So I just go around all my edges and get that placed on there like that. Then the old olive piece. Goes centered right on top of that. There's just going to be a very small margin on that. I did that on purpose. There we go. Now I can go ahead and attach this as well. Don't you just love that decorative edge? And then it goes down like this. I'm going to bring in my butterfly, and if you kind of fold up on him, and then you can get a glue dot and put right behind the body of the butterfly, and we're just going to kind of fly him off the page up here in the corner, stick him down. Okay, so I just got my refill of my adhesive and put down my sentiment. And then we're going to come in with our Rococo Rose flower, and I just used regular adhesive behind it, and you just put it down here and it can kind of go off your page a little bit if you want. Then I also included for you, these are in those dies as well, those nature's dies, and I just put a little bit of adhesive, and then you can lift your flower or use, I have a little spatula tool. Lift that and put pancakes. Put that one down there. I'm going to put a little bit of adhesive behind this guy and lift it up here. Okay. Have that one go up there like that. And then our flower center, again, doesn't need anything, doesn't need any dimensionals. We've already got many layers built up. So you can just put this on there. And with any color flower, the brown center would look just fine. And so there you have it. Okay, there's our first one. Oh, the inside. The inside sentiment looks like this. So I just stamped the leaves 3 more times, did another butterfly in the corner, and stamped the sentiment in Old Olive. So that's our first card. I'll lay this one aside, and let's go right into the second one. The second one, let's do the positive thoughts one again. My stuff is down here on the floor. Let me get that. Here we go. So this is the next card. We've got Pretty Peacock card base with the rich raspberry matte, and I used Very Vanilla again. Very Vanilla gets overlooked so many times. I wanted to kind of use it. It looks beautiful with these colors, keeps it a nice warm tone. And we're going to be using Pretty Peacock, Old Olive again, and then this is Rich Raspberry, and I embossed on that, so I'm going to show you how to do that with your Stamparatus, or if you have a MISTI, whatever placement tool you have. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, Mr. Mike, you can hand me my inks again. Okay, here's Old Olive. We're going to do our fern leaf again. And I just went up the left side of the paper here, so off about like this, and then come in up here. Then I kind of jumped up here for a second generation. Up there. Then we come in this way, so here's 3rd generation. See how it's just getting lighter each time. And there's a 4th.
This is why they call it Stampin' Up?
Stampin' Up. I'm stamping up the side of the page. Okay? So there's the side, all stamped. Now we're going to come in with Pretty Peacock. That one opens like a compact, Mr. Mike. And my stamp, I need the flower, please. Thank you. We're going to take the flower off of my stamp apparatus. You can go ahead and remove that butterfly if you would, Mr. Production Manager. And this is Pretty Peacock. So we're going to stamp him. I did first generation on all of these flowers and not fully on the paper, so some of the petals are going off the left side, and this is going to look really dark right now, but it will lighten up. These pads are very, very juicy, so I just did 3 of those. I'm going to go ahead and do a little 4th one down here just because I feel like it, and I can. Okay. So that's it for Pretty Peacock. Then the butterfly and the rich razzleberry, Mr. Mike. It's right here. Okay. I am going to bring my stamp apparatus back in here again.
I'm getting ink everywhere.
You guys wouldn't believe he's got
I got ink everywhere.
The good thing about our inks is that they're water soluble, and so you just need to go to the sink and wash up. Oh goodness, ladies, what am I gonna do with him? Oh, that's too funny. Okay, so what you're gonna do with your stamp apparatus now, I put my butterfly back on there. And this is how you can load it up. I'm going to have my first butterfly go this direction. And so I shut the cover on it, and that's where it's going to stamp. We stamp it first in rich razzleberry, or whatever color you're using. Okay, then we leave the butterfly on there. We have to clean the ink off. And kind of dry it with your hand. Now we're going to stamp with Versamark ink, which is very sticky.
I don't think so. You lied to me. I still got ink everywhere.
You can have ink on your hands till it wears off a little bit.
No!
You're okay.
What'd you do this weekend, Mike? I stamp it up.
So I'm going to use the embossing buddy here just to drag across the butterfly so we get the static off of there. I've got my little tray and get my embossing powder ready. This is just clear. I've put my Versamark ink on there. Now it's going to stamp in the exact same position as before, right? Because I haven't changed anything. So now my butterfly has Versamark ink on it, which is sticky. We're going to sprinkle some embossing powder on there. I have a fan on above. It's kind of blowing a little bit. You just kind of snap your excess powder off. Move that out of the way, and I've got my embossing gun here. If you first turn on your gun, it's not very loud or it's not coming out very powerful, but in just a few seconds here, you're going to hear it switch into a higher gear, and then we're ready to emboss. Holding your embossing gun just a few inches away from your butterfly, it melts that embossing powder and turns it really shiny. Okay, and just like that, he's embossed and shiny. Okay, I'll do this one more time for you. I need to get my cleaner, clean off the Versamark on my butterfly. Now, I'm going to get this in the corner again. Now my paper's a little warped, but that's okay. We're going to do the butterfly going this direction this time. So that's in position where I want it. Bring the lid down to capture the stamp. And we stamp with our color first, rich razzleberry. It's in position. Stamp the butterfly. Leave it in position where it is. You're not moving anything. Clean off that ink. Apply your Versamark ink. Make sure your paper is in the corner. And this should go right over the top of that butterfly. Voila. Then, bring in my tray again. Sprinkle your embossing powder. I'll just do this one. I won't do the third one. I think you guys are getting how to do it. Just snap off the extra. And again, turn on your heat gun. And it melts that again. And there you've got 2 of your 3 butterflies. The pink that I used to color was light flirty flamingo, I believe, yes. So just like we did on the balmy blue, we did slate, smoky slate. I just brought in this around the butterfly. You could also apply your Wink of Stella. I did not this time because the butterflies are so shiny from the embossing powder that's probably enough. But don't those 2 colors go really well together? Okay. Then you would stamp your hugs, prayers, and love down here in this corner. And then let me show you the inside. I stamped the Friends Like You Mean More every year, and I did another branch down here with Old Olive, and I did emboss this butterfly again, but you see how the technique is done now. So then it actually looks like you have a whole flurry of butterflies flying up the side of your card. Okay? So that was our second project. Let me clean off the Versamark on the butterfly. And I'll finish that card up later. Okay, and then let me grab our third card. Okay, get this one out of the way. Okay, let me grab our third card now. I did use a different set. Get the Stamparatus out of the way. By the way, if you want to place your order with me. If you picked up a kit and you were planning on ordering, if you order $40 before tax and shipping, your kit is free. Otherwise, the kit is $20, and I have instructions typed up for each project, the measurements and how to do them. This is our last card, and I used Last a Lifetime. I really love this. I did not have a very nice wedding sentiment, and I just loved it with the dies. And so there are the dies and the stamp set, and then I'll show you all these cards. I use different colors, and in your kits you got one of these colors, but I made the kits, I made 2 cards in this and a few in that. This is Blueberry Bushel, which is going to be retiring. This is Blackberry Bliss. That is Grapefruit Grove, which is also retiring. And then this was Lovely Lipstick, which was also retiring. That's Lovely Lipstick. Okay? And this is the framelit that cuts out your cardstock. So let me set those aside. And I did your framelit cutting for you. I used these 2 framelits. This one and this one. Let me show you how it lays on there. And I do use washi tape when I run this through my die cutting machine to hold that in place. And I get these 2 top framelits just barely touching the top. I'm going to have to set this down like that. And then this comes in on the bottom, and you want to make sure that you leave enough room on the bottom. If you come too close to your bottom, you won't have a bottom edge and it will be very flimsy. So I kind of overlap it up here at the top, and you have a thick border here and you have a thicker border over here. And I would put tape right here and maybe up here. This one should be fine. By the time you get this going through your big shot, this will just follow through. And I went ahead and did your die cutting, so you have your piece cut. Okay, and then you have a piece of designer series paper. Wanted to show you, this was the Lily Impressions paper that was free during Celebration. I know several of my customers got this pack of paper, and I just love how it looks behind the die cut piece. Isn't that beautiful? Or you can flip it over and just have it be turquoise. Wouldn't that be awesome if you knew your bride's colors were these turquoise or teal colors? You could use the back side of the paper. And then here's what it looks like on Blueberry Bushel. And then it has a really wild side. That really doesn't do too much for it. I'd probably select this side, but you can of course choose the side that you like. And so I chose the lovely lipstick here with this one to show you just how to put this together real quick. I just used regular adhesive and I ran it along the edge on all four sides. And then even come back on these bigger areas in the middle here and in the middle of the flower. It just helps to hold it down on your card base a little bit. And it's actually, if you keep it flipped over, and I'm going to put this at the bottom, and this is going to come right to your edges like that. And you can flip it over. There you go. And then this just gets attached onto here. I used my Blends alcohol markers and I colored the pearls. And I just used bling on this one. Do you see on this one I did not cut the border big enough, so it's just like barely there. That needs to flip up. I just used regular bling. These were the Noble Peacock bling, which will be going out the end of May. And then I colored my pearls again. So you could do a lot with that. I think it's just a very elegant card, very quick to put together. You would be able to put this together just moments before leaving for the wedding. And I don't think, yes. And I gave you the inside piece so that you could put whatever sentiment you want on the inside, and of course to write to your bride and groom. So there are the three projects. And this one I've not had out as much as the Positive Thoughts, so I'll put it back out here. This is the Last a Lifetime. Of course, you could use any of your other sentiments with it and just do any combination of colors behind here. So there you go. You can see those again. If you have any questions, since this is not Facebook Live, be sure to text me or email me. My email address is stampinarkansas@gmail.com. And at the bottom of the video, Mike is going to put the hostess code. Please use that. This is going to post on Monday, and then you will have until Wednesday night to order if you want to order. And I do appreciate your support. I'm trying to think of what to do in June. I am going to have to move class down a week because Mr. Mike and I will be traveling, but I will, I can let you know I'm going to use the Celebrate sunflowers in the new catalog, and the another floral set in there called Jar of Flowers, and it's got some great embellishments to go with it. So we'll be using those two sets next month, and if you want to order those, you would have to wait until June 3rd to order those, and I'll have another hostess code by that time. So I'm thinking about having a small group of people to the house so that you can do your own stamping, and we'll see. We'll just see. I have to play with that a little bit more. So be safe, everybody. Take care of each other. Thank you for stopping by, and I hope you found this video to be helpful. If you have any questions with your instructions, be sure to get in touch with me. Thanks a lot. Have a great night. Bye-bye.